to the Toma Nation's weekly Sunday worship service. We are an all inclusive, Black conscious, righteous movement dedicated to the social, economic, and spiritual survival of Black people in urban America. If you enjoy what you see and hear today, the Toma Nation would like to extend our invitation to you to join us each and every Sunday live on Facebook from 12:30 to 1:30 from Chicago, Illinois. Tune in and be fed by God's messengers. For more information, you can reach us at 773-846-3091. Please join us as I recite our opening. In the name of the everlasting Father, He that causes all that exists to exist, He that is self-existent, He who directs the sunships of millions of years, and He who made time, the seed of the universe. Known among the ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Aten. Among the Hebrews as Ansov, Yahweh, and Elohim. Among the Christians as Lord, God, and Jehovah. Among the Muslims and Islamic world as Allah, the one God. Among the Rastafarians as Jah, Rastafari. I bear witness that all of these names refer to the same one Almighty God, and it is to Him who I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we, the descendants of those Black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, are the lost 13 tribe, born in North America and are of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that the blood of all the nations of the earth flows through our veins. I greet you in the ancient but holy words of peace, Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Habaragani, Alafia, and Ashe. Now we will recite our 13 points of what we believe and know. Number 1, we believe and know that we are not to repeat the mistakes of the past prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator of the heavens and earth. Number 2, we believe and know that we can only establish an economic base through the application of the knowledge of self and the incorporation of the ideologies of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Mahatma Gandhi, and Ben Ami. Number 3, we believe and know that the prophets and messengers of the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, and the Kemetic holy books were all Black. Number 4, we believe and know that Jesus Christ of 2,000 years was and is a Black man. Number 5, we believe and know that the knowledge of the Almighty Creator goes beyond books written by the prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator. Number 6, we believe and know that in order to promote and coordinate unity, we must first recognize and accept the uniqueness of being able to worship our Creator regardless of religious denomination, name, title, ritual, particular dress, or holy book, as long as it recognizes the Almighty Creator of the heavens, earth, and the universe as supreme. Number 7, we believe and know that it is impossible to tell the truth without exposing the wicked governments of the world. Number 8, we believe and know that the United States government, in collaboration with other European nations, have a denial objective to exterminate dark-skinned people of color off the earth through the act of genocide. Number 9, we believe and know that some of the most effective methods that are being used today are AIDS, birth control, alcohol and drug abuse, gang and domestic violence, systematic elimination of trauma centers, the public school system, and public aid within the Black communities of America and the world. Number 10, we believe and know that the last trick that Satan is playing on us is the dividing of us by our religious differences, religious gangbanging. Number 11, we believe and know that the conflict between the various religions are comparable to the conflict between various street gangs within the inner cities of America. Number 12, we believe and know that the war on drugs and gangs is a diabolical plot to disarm the Black community of weapons, break up the Black family, withdraw our constitutional rights, and also kill and incarcerate young Black males under the undercover code name Able 2029. Number 13, We believe and know that value contains esoteric information that completely transcends the specific contextual meaning of the word. Our purpose, to bring about a righteous community in accordance with the laws of the creator of the universe under the leadership of said autumn, to provide solutions to the social and economic ills that plague the communities of urban America. Goal, to re-educate and retrain youth and young adults to develop positive moral values as an alternative to delinquent behaviors, because you can't rebuild a community and not rebuild the minds of the residents of the community to meet the responsibilities of maintaining the community's image. Our mission, to enhance the economic development of our communities by establishing businesses, real and personal properties, thereby creating jobs and or entrepreneurship programs that will reverse the concept of leaving the community to buying back the community. Our motto, let your light so shine before men that they shall see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Okay, please join us as we prepare to do our salute to the flag. Please raise your right fist in the air. Here's to this flag of mine, the red, black, and green, hopes in its future bright, Africa has seen. Here's to the red of it, great nations shall know of it. In time to come, red blood shall flow of it. Historians shall write of it, this flag of mine. Here's to the black of it, 400 millions back of it, whose destiny depends on it, the red, black, and green of it. Oh, flag of mine. Here's to the green of it. Young men and women shall dream of it, face shots and shells for it. Maidens shall sing of it, waving so high. Here's to the whole of it, colors bright and bold of it. Pleased is my soul with it, regardless of what is told of it. Thanks to God for giving it, this great flag of mine. Please continue to raise your right fist as we recite our Black national anthem.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun, let us march on till victory is won.
Black power, black power, black power. Black power is the power to define, develop, and defend that which is in the best interest of Black people. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday. Today, I'm going to introduce our first speaker, a very passionate, powerful brother, our youth minister, Minister Tahaka J. Shakur.
In the name of the everlasting Father, he that causes all that exists to exist, he that itself existed, he who directs the sunships of millions and trillions of years, and he who made time the seed of the universe. Known among the ancient Kemites as Amun Ra and Atum. Among the Hebrews as Ansof, Yahweh, and Elohim. Among the Christians is Lord God and Jehovah. Among the Muslim and Islamic world is Allah, one God. Among the Rastafarians is Jah, Rastafari. Among the Yoruba tribes of West Africa is Oludumare, and among the West African tribe of the Sheshwanan people as Modi Mocho. I've been witnessing all of these names, and many more refer to the same one Almighty Creator. And it is to him who I give reverence, and it is to him who I submit. I boldly proclaim that we, the descendants of those Black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, are the lost 13th tribe, born here in North America, and are of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that all the blood of the nations flow through our veins. And I greet you in the ancient holy words of peace and that of our ancestors in Hotep. Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Abaragani, Alafia, and Ashe. Again, I am Minister Taharka J. Shakur. I'm the youth minister of this wonderful movement, the Toma Nation, founded and led by my leader and teacher and guide, Minister Raheem Kasset Aten. Our co-founder, again, is Minister Omari Jahi Aten, and our First Lady is Sister Makita Aisha Aten. I just want to again welcome you to our Sunday worship service. Well, this month you have been hearing a message coming from both me and Minister Raheem with a particular message in it, and it being a call to action, calling our brothers and our sisters to understand the times that we are in and the work that must be done for us to not only become on the other side of the mess that we have seen our people in for decades, the continual violence we've seen being pushed onto our people, the constant sense of oppression, the constant repression of telling us and us understanding who we are. When I say that call to action, understand that it is time for us, no matter, see, the only thing that matters is your race. Every other thing should not matter when it comes to us unifying. I'm gonna go again and I say that the only thing that should matter when we unify is our race, that we are Black. Now, when I say Black and you be like Black, it's not a race. It is a race when you want to understand the title that comes with that and the essence of Black, that we are. And there's a number of us, and for some reason we have to understand that the population is being halted the way it is. Certain things are happening. We have been at war. Genocide is something continuously being pushed on our people. If you have not heard, it is time for us to stand up and cry out. Not cry out in the sense of crying to them, but to cry out to our people. That the time for us to come together, because we have power. Yes, individually, the power that you have is your power, but when we come together, when we understand that when the Black man and the Black woman unify as a people, and the Black religions drop their religion and unify with the oneness of God. If you have not heard our unity opening, listen to the oneness that we present God to be across the different barriers. Again, because the only thing that should matter first is that title of Black, that many of you have been blessed. And trust me, you are blessed to be Black. And I had to say it like that because you know the energy that needs to go into you understanding the power that have been invested already in you, that surges through your DNA because you happen to be Black. And don't think that just because you're Black, that doesn't mean that there's divine powers that you have to tap into. And reason why we calling to action our unity, because that power comes out the more unified we become with each other and ourselves. But that unity has to happen. That call to action, we are asking our brothers and our sisters to understand that they are the original man on earth, and understand what comes with being the original man, what comes with that understanding, with that knowledge that we've created, and we are allowing ourselves to stay in a state that we are in, that we are not able to push ourselves forward and to move forward out of our situation because we lack three things, but the lack of the major thing being unity, that we don't communicate with one another anymore. Our communication within our people has fallen so far down. Well, we have technology that we think the text message is a conversation, knowing that so many things get lost and we are not verbally communicating with each other. And understand touch is a part of communication. We have been so mistouched growing up in our lives that a child, when they are a baby, a newborn, one of the major things they are fiending for is the touch from their mother, the touch from their father, but they are not getting that touch. And then when they are touched, at a young age, it is in an unrighteous way. And then we have a lot of the situations we have today, which is why it is important for us to unify, because it takes a village to raise our community. And as long as we allow ourselves to be connected to their very demonic system, their very unrighteous system, the system that breeds slaves. Again, I tell you, it breeds slaves. Our children are not being properly educated. They are not being told who they are. Again, it is time for us to pull ourselves away from the chains of white supremacy that we have allowed. Again, I say this again, that we have allowed due to us forgetting who we truly are. And once we accept who we are and understand that we could change the situations that we are living in. And one of the one of the major things that we have to do is let go of the world. Let go of the things that we feel brings value to our lives. The only thing that you should feel value is the relationship that you have with your creator. That should be the most major thing that you value, and no dollar bill, no job, nothing else except for building that relationship with God within you can bring that to happen. And one of the major things that is distracting you from doing that is you being caught up in their system. So you have to separate. We have to let that system go so we can grow forward. When I say grow forward, I didn't say go forward. I said grow forward, because we as Black people who are making the transition from human being to supreme being, we have not just gone through the things that we have been through, the trials and tribulations that our people have faced for the thousands of years. We have fought this enemy and trying to remind our people who they are and to take their rightful place back on planet Earth, because we had to grow to be something better. We had to grow back to the truth of who we are, that if we are the children of the Creator, we have to get back into that essence, back into that energy, understanding that we create the universe that we go through, that our lives is destined and we control what the destiny is. That when you tell yourself the thoughts that you are telling yourself, but understand one of the major thoughts you need to tell yourself, that it is on us to change our reality. If we want to sit around and let someone else control our lives, let someone else control our destinies, let them continuously poison our children, let them continuously poison our elders, with too many of us are being murdered in the streets, too many of us are dying to their vaccines, understand that we are at war and there's a genocide. And why are we allowing people who profit off of our enslavement, profit off our oppression, give us a solution? The solution is on us. And at this time, I would like to bring to you with a more deeper message. Again, my leader and teaching God, as we keep bringing you this message, because it is need to be heard. But at this time, you've heard from me. Now let's hear from Minister Raheem Kassair Aten.
In the name of the everlasting Father, it causes all that exists to exist. He that is self-existent, he who directs the sunships of millions and trillions of years, he who made time, the seat of the universe. Known among the ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Aten. Among the Hebrews as Ansar, Yahweh, Elohim. Among the Christians as Lord, God, Jehovah. Among the Muslims as Allah, the one God. Among the Rastafarians is Jah, Rastafari. Among the Yoruba tribes, Olodumare, Obatala, and many other Orisha gods. But I bear witness that all of those names refer to the same one, Almighty God. And it is to him whom I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we are those children of those Black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, and that we are that lost 13th tribe born here in North America. And we are of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that the blood of all the nations of the world flow through our veins. I greet you all in the ancient, yet holy words of peace, and many of the languages of our fathers, of Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Barakani, Alafia, and Ashe. I am Brother Minister Raheem Kassed Atu, founder of this great movement, Toma Nation, aka Temple of Mercy Association, along with the co-founder, Minister Omari Jahi Atu, and our First Lady, Sister Makita Aisha Atu. Today, as usual, I welcome you, and I give our first welcome to name the person that did that. I always got to let you know who that was. That's our Sister Ebony Stevenson. And then you heard from Youth Minister of Toma, Brother Minister Tahaka Jaja or Jay Shakur. And it ain't really about us. It's about who we are here to represent. And our representation is of a greater essence than who we are, but yet it's because of that great essence we are who we are. But I just want you to know that we're just vehicles. We're not it, so to speak. We're not the all, but we are a part of that all. And we represent to you 30 years of the Toma Nation being on the scene in Chicago, Illinois. And the work that we've done has always been a call to unity. It's always been a call to action. It's always been a call to oneness, the oneness of the Creator and us coming together. And you've heard us constantly say that in this movement, we have what we call our prescribed readings, where we go through the different religions that Black people are involved in. And not only just the religions, but we recognize Black men and women who came on the scene and worked hard to lift us off of the economic bottom. And we've spoke to you and taught you of these people that most of you have never heard of until it came from this pulpit or this podium. And we've done it for 30 years. And during that time, we networked and worked with many organizations, nonprofit, for-profit, religious movements. We've worked with them on programs and projects that expose this system of America for what it truly is and its effect on those descendants of Black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade. And out of all our work and all our collective unity, our ups, our downs, our disagreements, we still say, if we're gonna make it and do what we gotta do, as a people here in America, we have to set aside our religious and our philosophical differences and come together to work on all of those issues and more that you heard Minister Tahaka say and speak to you on. Those are the issues we have in common. When that police officer put his knee on George Floyd's neck, George Floyd represented a nation of Black people here in America who have always, since before that time, white man had his knee on our neck. And you were able now to see it. And then this brother called out to his mama. Oh, it could have been, everybody now will say, no, his girlfriend he was going to his girlfriend. No, that was a clarion call to Mother Earth. And Mother Earth has answered. Mother Earth has been shaking up things for a while. You've heard Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that Mother Earth works in conjunction with Black America when Black America wakes up. That means we have the power to control the wind, the air, the water, and the fire, and the fires. Once we submit, once we come into the true knowledge of ourselves and our God, and I'm not talking about any particular name that you call it. I'm talking about the essence of what works in us in all things, and us recognizing our relationship to it. And then only will we move a step forward to taking back planet Earth, which once was ours. Now I'm going to get to my lecture, and I'm not going to finish it. I'm telling you that now. But I will do part 2 Wednesday. All right? Our prescribed reading for this month is God, the Black Man, and Truth by Ben Ami and the Holy Bible. We read both Holy Bible, Holy Quran, Husia, Odu Ifa, hope I said it right, and other books. If those books are our books, Black people's books, and they teach in truth and righteousness and moral conduct, then that is what we study. If you want a full helping of what we are about, all you have to do is join. Come on in, and we will walk you through the process. And when you come out within a year, you'll have a closer relationship to your people, in your community, in your state, regardless of their religion. Because you will know how to walk among each other without being caught up in the things that our individualism has us caught up in. One of another books by Ben Ami is called The Revival of the Holy Spirit. And it was through that Holy Spirit in my reading of his other book that's bringing me to you today with a call to action and a call to unity. It is that Holy Spirit that he spoke on in that book that's over me now to bring you this message. See, we don't have a problem because he was Ben Ami and he was a Hebrew. We ain't into that. We're not into you a Muslim. We're not into because it was Elijah Muhammad. We're not into if it was this or that or whoever. We're into, is what he's saying right? Is what he's saying righteous? Is what he's saying a real solution to our people? Because we're not about reinventing the wheel, but we're about making the wheel more refined, new and improved. We're not going to reinvent it. We can do some improvements with it. And right away now, because this month is over and we'll be dealing with Ben Ami, and I want to tell you what this call to action is about. I want you to hear a little history and why Ben Ami was a person chosen for this month, dealing with economics and dealing with us as a people. I'm gonna read it right quick from his book. In 1966, he received a vision in which the angel Gabriel, now he's from Chicago, the angel Gabriel revealed that the time had come for the descendants of the biblical Israelites among African Americans to return to the promised land and establish the kingdom of Yah. A year later, despite his own anxiety and the skepticism of many, he led 350 Blacks from inner city Chicago on a journey to the bush of Liberia, West Africa. The challenges of the sojourn in this West African wilderness would be many, as the pioneers would face the searing heat, poisonous snakes, driver ants by the millions in a rainy season of monsoon proportions, all while living in tents and thatched roof dwellings and forced to learn to feed themselves. In 1969, the first members of their community entered the promised land, laid the foundation of Yah's kingdom on earth, simply a government of men and women governed by the laws of Yah. After initially being received as new immigrants, by 1971, they saw their status revoked. They're without legal protection, the African Hebrews, as they came to be known, endured cyclical attempts at deportation, banishment from national education and healthcare system, and repeated attacks on their character. Instead of retreating, the Hebrews used the adversity as motivation, building their own schools, healthcare, and economic infrastructures to provide for themselves. By 1990, their courageous efforts were rewarded as legal obstacles were removed, and the community became renowned as an oasis of social harmony, free of crime, drug abuse, and immorality. Israeli media declared the community an island of sanity and extolled the inspired leadership of Ben Ami. Even the American Congress took notice, labeling the accomplishments the miracle in the desert. And it was in Dimona, Israel, that it was set up. I've seen pictures and all of that beautiful village, that beautiful city. Well, today, it's falling apart. Ben Ami made his transition. Recently, I was in Atlanta. I went to the Soul Vegetarian restaurant that still is in honor of its leader, teacher, and guide, Ben Ami, has his picture up, has the book there in a magazine. The people that worked there were still in their Hebrew garb, running the store. You don't see that here in Chicago. So here's a man that left America to go somewhere else and build a nation for ourselves. So he's an example to those who wants to go somewhere else and build a nation for ourselves. We'll see what our obstacles are, but then we'll come to the table and figure out ways how to overcome those obstacles so that we can walk perfectly and do this with less mistakes. The Temple of Mercy Association has 13 points of what we believe and know, and the first one is that we don't repeat those mistakes. And because they were human, they were going to make mistakes. But we have to study them. That's why we study them in our prescribed readings. So as we move toward our independence and being one with God and creating our own nation and doing for self and separating from this white enemy who put us in this condition, we got blueprints to go by. So let's not be foolish. Let's be wise. Our opening is to promote unity. When you hear us do that opening, it's not just for us, but you can do it. You can say it and recite it everywhere you go. It's to promote unity among our people. So we recognize each one's persuasion or each one's religion. Because point number 6 of what we believe and know says that we believe and know that in order to promote and coordinate unity, you can't coordinate unity if you can't bring them together to understand certain things that we got to stop feeling like they hurting our feelings because we don't recognize. It says we got to recognize and accept the uniqueness. You see, I ain't say the difference. Whatever the difference is, we have to accept it and make it unique from yours. The uniqueness of being able to worship your Creator, regardless of the denomination, regardless of what name you give it or what title you under or whatever rituals you perform. No matter what your dress is, even though the Hebrew Israelites wear a different garb, and you see me in a different garb, and you'll see the Moorish Science Temple in a different garb, and you'll see others. But it don't matter, that's just uniqueness. So we got to recognize and accept that uniqueness if we're going to coordinate unity, regardless of your religious denomination, name, title, ritual, particular dress, or whichever holy book that you read from or are guided by. Toma Nation is guided by all of them. We study all of them as long as it recognizes the Almighty Creator of the heavens and earth and the universe as supreme. So the call to action is calling all the religious groups that are Black, all the Black nationalists, all the civil rights groups, all the Pan-Africanists, and etc., on and on, to come to the table, to come together. A 9-day seminar, I would call it, coming to Chicago, in July. And I'll give you the date before I close out. I'll give you the days. But we got to come together. We got to do something. Look, the person that spoke to me years ago, he said this: time will be out soon for us to continue to do this or that. Today, we have to do this and that. Why though? Why? Why? If we denounce one's method to use another one, we ain't doing it right. We got to take the Black nationalist mentality and the civil rights mentality and their structure and how they move and how they strategize and blend it into one like a blender, and then go forward and use all of it. And when the ashes is removed, we'll see who's left. Because each one gained a little knowledge, but then we all, no matter which one we under, had a setback. And now today, 2021, we still in the same condition we was in when I was born. So we can't keep repeating. So this thing here, this call to action is based on self-determination. The mindset of self-determination has been with us for a while. The second principle of Kwanzaa. And Kwanzaa is a holiday that Black people are supposed to celebrate the day right after Christmas, from the 26th of December to January the 1st, given to us by the Honorable Milano Karenga. And that second principle is called Kujichagulia, which is a Swahili term meaning self-determination. Listen what it means that we have to do. To define our own self, not let nobody else define us, not let nobody else tell us who we are, but define ourselves, to name ourselves. How can he tell us to keep these American names when we want to be representing our country we come from, when we want to be able to represent our God that we come from? And so we got a choice to use our continent, Africa, and use those names, or we have a choice to use our God by whatever name you want to call them and name ourselves that, because we represent both. And it says, create for ourselves and speak for ourselves. You heard Minister Tahaka telling you straight out the level and the degree of our Blackness that only can be done by us uniting and coming together. I'm sorry, y'all, but we ain't got no business marching with no other ethnic group for our own cause. The hell, when they get ready to do their thing, do they call you? No. And then we keep on, I was about to say it, messing around, but y'all just make me ready to curse sometimes. No, I was gonna say something else. Start with an F too. We keep on sitting up there worrying about saying his name or one of the other ethnic groups' name when we come out. Every time, Black man and woman, you should feel stupid when you don't hear the other ethnic groups say your name when they before the camera. But we think it's just in us that we must say Blacks, whites, Hispanics, black and brown and red. Damn it, y'all sick. Yeah, and you need help. Because another people can do something and you can hear it for yourself and say, well, we ain't supposed to be like them. Then you start quoting the damn Bible and misusing it to your advantage. Do for self is something every ethnic group on this planet exercises that right. But you scared. You don't want to. Because whatever benefits you got working for the white man, you feel like you might lose those doggone benefits because you want to do something for yourself. Wake the hell up, Black man, Black woman. Flee, according to the Holy Quran. to the bosom of Allah at once. Flee to the bosom of your God at once. Rest in that understanding, and you will never be afraid of leaving this white man's clutch. Another term that deals with self-determination that was given to us by Professor Huey P. Newton, the founder of the Black Panther Party. And he gave the definition to Black power. Black power. You hear us say it all. You heard Minister Tahaka say it, we're not just the original men in Black, but we are the original men is Black. That's a positive action verb. I can do it if I want to. And Black power is the power to define, to develop, and defend what is in the best interest of Black people. That's self-determination. We have the power to define for ourselves what's in our best interest. We got to exercise the power to develop for ourselves the type of community that we know we're supposed to have, a divine community after the manner of God. And then defend all of those things that we define and develop. Verbally, we got to defend whatever definition we decide to use to name our people here. That's the 13 tribes in North America. We got to defend it. We got to defend whatever we develop. If we decide to take back our community, we got to defend it. If we decide to take back everything that was rightfully ours, we got to defend it. There's no way outside of it. And if you think just praying to God is going to do it and you get up, no. They call on the same God because it's just a name and it don't represent nobody. You don't get that, do you? Just to say God, you just do anything out there. You can say a Ku Klux Klan can be in the room, an atheist can be in the room, and somebody who's religious, and all y'all say God and everybody holler. And they thinking of a different one than you. So why you stuck on it? Why you stuck on it? Let's live God. Let's walk it. Let's talk it. Let's pick up the attitude and bring the kingdom of heaven on earth. God's government on earth. He gave us a blueprint. Marcus Garvey said a race that's solely dependent upon another for its economic existence or any existence sooner or later dies. I'm saying wake up. I'm saying we got to unite. I'm saying this is a call to action, to unite, to come together. From a biblical standpoint, we go to Revelation 18:4 and 6. And it says, I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. She has a plague on us right now. We've been going through it since March. It has not let up. It has gotten stronger and even got different variants that's coming out. But this plague is killing off Black people because Black people don't want to change their diet. Because Black people don't want to change their mind. In other words, the food that you're being fed spiritually and the food that you're being fed physically is killing you. But you got to eat the food of God. You got to eat the food that the Creator, the great mind, showed you and told you, and you can't go wrong. Babies need mother's breast milk. You can't go wrong. Mothers need to eat the food from the earth that God gave us so that they can have nutrition in the breast milk to give the baby. You can't go wrong. Oodles and noodles and red hots and all that, you can't feed that through your milk to your baby. Then you want to get some Similac. similar to milk, but lacking the nutritional value. But you want to give that to your baby because you don't want to do what God placed you here to do. Well, the man can take care of them too. But damn it, he gave you mammary glands and they don't look nothing like ours. Nothing. And they don't do what yours was meant to do. Stop all that crap that the white man got us doing, fighting man against woman, black man against black woman. Come out of her way. That is not the way of a black nation. That is not the way of black people. Discipline your child. Not the way white people discipline theirs. There's a distinct difference between their nature and their culture and ours. And we play more over into theirs than our own. And that's why I'm saying do for self. That's why I'm saying circulate the black dollar. That's why I'm saying pool our resources. Yes, the spirit of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the spirit of Marcus Messiah Garvey, the spirit of all the black leaders that you heard me name that are off the scene today, their spirit lives in me. I'm telling you that. And I've been promoting and pushing it for years. And the Toma Nation ain't no dummies. When we mention these people, we know they were given something that worked. We know that they were given something that would take our people off the economic bottom and that would place us back on top where we're supposed to be. But God did not allow me to join their movement, not because it was a wrong movement or a bad movement, but there was going to come a day and a time that we as a people would have to see what it looked like, to know and understand all our people's different moves and religions and put them all into one and call it a temple, a house dedicated to the observance of God, to be associated with mercy. You got to have a certain amount of mercy to deal with your people. You got to use the mercy that God gives of forgiveness and righteousness and compassion and love. We got to give that side of mercy back to our people. Then we got to give that tornado and that hurricane and that cyclone, the other side of God's mercy to the oppressor that put us in this damn condition. Yes, mercy. Just know which one to use and on who. Y'all don't like this, I know. I love it. Come out of her, my people. What do we have to do? Well, first, understand why we're in this condition. It says America and the white man, sins have reached heaven. And God has remembered all of them things she did to us. Said reward her as she rewarded you. Did you hear me? Double unto her, according to her word, in the cup which she has filled, fill it to her double. That's what she's scared of. That's what America afraid of. That last sentence, they feel we're going to do that to them. And the only way we will is if you resist. If you don't resist, we'll do what we were taught to do in the past. When we put that rope around your neck and had another rope around the rest of your neck and made you put your arm on each other's shoulder. And because the land and the whole continent was one, we led you on a northwesterly course from our continent, Africa, into this continent of Mexico. And we left you here in this prison. That's what America was. To live the rest of your life. That was one point in history. The other one was when you were led into the Caucasus Mountains. That means you were found sprinkled all over this place. But we all captured you and bound you and placed you. We didn't kill you. We were so nice to you, we placed you in a cave where the entrance faced north so won't no light get there and destroy you. Because even light don't like you. Even the sun don't like you. So we was nice. And we put you in there so y'all can live and grow. Later on down the line, a brother named Musa, who y'all mistake as Moses because he did the exact same thing. And one day I'll talk to you about duality, and you'll understand what I mean by that. But he went into those caves and found your raggedy behind and put a board in your back so you can stand straight up. And that's why y'all ain't got no butt either. Y'all look like y'all was raised on an ironing board. I'm sorry. It's coming out like that.
Go ahead, son.
I have to slow down. We got to have our own land. God bless Tony with some farmland. I'll tell you about it later. We got to have our own media. We have our own paper called Wake Up News. We got the Final Call paper. We got the Chicago Street Journal newspaper. Every other organization, nationalist movement have their own form of media. But now we got to take it to another level. We're working with two brothers. One has put together a social media or a number of social media sites, and he haven't launched it yet. And then we got another brother who's putting together his own television studios. And he's launching that. And it's ours. And we got to protect it. And we got to meet these brothers. And I'm planning on helping you to know who they are. We're working with them now. Right now. Our own media. Our media. So we can show you what the truth is. So they can't keep on erasing what we're saying to our people. They ain't trying to keep what we're saying from other ethnic groups. They solid in what they gonna believe. They trying to keep it from you and me because they're afraid that if we eat and absorb all of this and we are restored to our natural human, subhuman, well, extraordinarily human selves. Thank you. Superhuman selves. I was trying to, when I'm reaching for the word, y'all got it up. Our superhuman self. They know that knowledge will revive us, re-energize us. Then we become those superhuman beings that we once were and soon to become again. Our own channel of distribution, our own network marketing system among ourselves to channel our products and food and entertainment and all of those goods and services through our own channel of distribution. Brothers and sisters, somebody gave us that blueprint. His name is Ken Bridges. We'll bring that information to you later. I'm Elijah Muhammad even showed you. Our own entertainment corporation. You heard DMX warning you about that industry that he was in. You heard Michael Jackson warning you about that industry that they were in. Yes, they had a lot of money. You heard Phyllis Hyman even warn you and tell you about the industry. Everybody I'm telling you about, they killed. Prince warned you about the industry. I'm just talking about the entertainment industry. Let's go into the other one, sports industry. I'm telling you this, they got Michael Jordan tied up. He got rid of LeBron James. Not LeBron James, excuse me, Kobe Bryant. Now let's jump over to the movies. They got rid of Bill Cosby. Why? Because when they come into themselves and find out what's really going on, they want to talk to us. Like Michael Jackson wanted to talk to us. They don't really care about us. He said that. Then he's trying to raise our kundalini and our consciousness. And he said, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Take a look at yourself and make that change. Look at that. food service, supermarket, where we feed ourselves. We spent $65.2 billion on food alone in 2009. Entertainment, we spent $3.1 billion in 2009. You can imagine what it is today. You can't really imagine. We talk about our own products, home care, personal care. We spent $7.4 billion in 2009. We can have our own. The hell with their schools, our schools. It's been set up now since they showed you that they can work at home. Now, we don't have to go back to the public schools. We can have our own schools. Yeah, that plague was a door opener for Black America. I'll say it again. That plague was a door opener for Black America. White America's economy was falling, and now Black man is moving. All we got to do is come together and just pick up all of the sticks that fell out. Buy back our own community. Buy the houses off our block. Buy these commercial spaces in our neighborhoods. But we got to come together. We're not reinventing the wheel. We got blueprints. We got Garvey's blueprint, Elijah's blueprint, Gary Ben Yahweh's blueprint, Ben Ami's blueprint, Malachi C. York's blueprint, and even Noble Drew Ali. How? Because they knew how to put all that stuff on paper. They knew about some treaties that were signed with the white men in the past that they'll bring back up because they broke it. The white man broke it. So they can help us with the paperwork. Yeah, they're knowledgeable of that. They need to be at the table. Now I'm gonna read right quick. How many minutes y'all say I had? Only 3? Oh my God. Y'all gonna have to tune in Wednesday. But I'm gonna read this real quick. This is an example of doing this and that. We're talking about something with the United Nations. Do we believe the United Nations can really save us? Hell no. Because America done put a bad light on the United Nations. But we can get in there and stabilize ourselves as a country so that other countries we can work with as a nation. And they can give us support as a nation and stop giving it to us sporadically. So we can put something in place, not for them and not what they think they can do, but so that we can go down in South America and go over to Africa and send a representative and talk the talk and do do commerce and do trading and whatnot. They placed the embargo on the white man. Absolutely. Here's a letter. We have witnessed the senseless killings of our people, both male and female, for many years. Now we see an ever-increasing disregard for our lives. We turn today and look for answers, and what we see most Black people saying is, vote, make a difference, make your vote count. Let's put the right candidate in office. Well, will voting bring equality and fair treatment to Blacks? Has voting ever brought equality and fair treatment for Blacks? No, we gotta find the answer. We do not have all the governmental answers, but just imagine the possibility we have within ourselves to answer the prayers of our ancestors to be a self-determining people. There are approximately 40 million Black people in the United States of America. Today, we are recognized in the United Nations as Afro-descendants. This name is our global identity. It's also the closest we've gotten to putting it on the table in the United Nations. Malcolm X started it. He was first to say, not civil rights, but human rights. And they took him out. Then Silas did it. And they're trying to silence him, but he got it to the table. See, and so this global identity connects us to 250 million people throughout the slavery diaspora, gives us the right to self-determination. The term Afro-descendant was given definition in life during the United Nations sponsored forum held in La Ceiba, Honduras in 2002. Honorable Silas Muhammad and his wife, attorney Harriet Abu Bakr, I think that's how you say it, along with delegates from 19 different countries in the slavery diaspora agreed to the recorded term Afro-descendant, which will make us the 194th nation. on the world scene. Tune in at 7 Wednesday, and I'll read the rest, and I'll share with you this Unity Leadership Seminar that's coming up in July. I think I got the dates, and then I'm gonna close out. It's in July. Give me a second, I'm gonna give you the date so you can put it on your calendar in Chicago. Okay, I don't have it in front of me. Tune in Wednesday, and you'll find out when. Are you sure? July the 1st to July the 9th, here in Chicago, the coming together, that we can work on becoming one. Just this sense and understanding of unity on that earthly level is something that we can attain. Then we can add the spiritual component to it. It's just a step to a nation. The culmination itself is talking about the world. The culmination is talking about the whole entire planet being ours. But we will work with our brothers and sisters who want to take that baby step to be recognized by the United Nations. I know they ain't gonna give us no money, but recognize us so we can now move under that title, just like we can't drive without lights and all that crap. Well, okay, we want to talk to heads of state and be recognized with them, by them, heads of Black African states. Not having to talk to English, but talk directly to them to do the things that we need to do in training. Yes, we have a chance before that paper that's on the desk that the United Nations get old and crumble. And then we got to start over. We have a chance to do it. Yes, we working out the kinks. Yes, we cleaning all the stuff up so that it'll look good and palatable for all Blacks. Just give us time. But when we put the call out, we expect to see it. The time is now. The conditions are right. R.I.P. for us. Thank you for listening. I leave you as I greeted you in the ancient words of peace. Our ancestors, Mutel, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Barakani, Albia, Ashe, Part 2, Wednesday, and it might be a Part 3. Peace, peace.
Thank you so much for joining us today for our Culmination Sunday worship service. Our youth minister, Tahaka J. Secure, and our leader, teacher, and guide, Minister Raheem Kased Aten, were absolutely on fire today. We are a grassroots movement located here in Chicago, Illinois. You can support our work by partnering with us and supporting us on Cash App at Cash App hashtag TOMANATION. That's Cash App hashtag Toma Nation. Thank you in advance for your support.